Introduction to UFT. Introduction to UFT. See, HP UFT. HP, vendor of UFT tool. Samir, can you tell me what is the latest version of UFT?
I think it is 12.0.
12.0, 12.02, 12.50, 12.51, 12.51.
Okay.
Tell me something about UFT tool.
UFT tool is basically used to automate the application.
What type of automation? Functional test automation or performance test automation?
Functional test automation.
Functional test automation. Okay. Okay, put mute. See, latest version 12.51 released in September 2015. Okay. Say it is a functional and regression test tool. It is a functional and regression test tool. It is a functional and regression test tool. Next, you know QTP. Now UFT. What is the difference between QTP and UFT? Dinesh. QTP, UFT. Dinesh.
It's a QTP is like this. UFT is the successor of QTP.
Yes, successor of QTP. Yes. Otherwise, you can say advanced version of QTP is UFT.
UFT.
See.
Yes.
Advanced version. Advanced version of QTP is UFT. See, UFT equal to QTP plus service tools. They added some service tools. QTP supports GUI testing only, whereas UFT supports GUI testing and API testing, application programming interface. Actually, as independent testers, our core area is GUI testing. Next, see QTP 6.5 to 11 versions available, 11.5 onwards UFT. See, QTP UFT 11.5 to now 12.51. Next, Surendra, contribute. Tell me something about UFT tool. It is advanced version of QTP. It supports GUI and API testing. But most of the time we use UFT for GUI testing. Tell me something about UFT tool. Surendra. Say yes or no. Don't waste the time.
Yeah, not sure, sir.
Okay, cool. See, UFT is an object-based test tool. object based test tool. UFT is an object based test tool. Based on front end objects only, UFT supports test operations based on front end objects. For example, load runner, performance test tool, protocol based tool. Load runner is protocol based tool. Based on protocols, it supports performance test automation. Protocols JDBC, ODBC, HTTP, HTTPS, etc. But UFT is object based test tool. Based on front end objects only, it supports test operations. Objects. And one more thing, UFT supports Windows based client server applications and web based applications. Windows based client server applications, either desktop applications or client server applications, one tier applications or two tier applications, and web applications. For example, Selenium. Selenium supports only web based applications. Selenium doesn't support desktop applications or Windows based client server applications, only web based applications. But UFT tool supports Windows based applications and web based applications. Okay, here objects, I will give brief idea about objects. Suppose in Windows environment, Windows based. See here, Windows means not operating system Windows, application environment Windows, not operating system, application environment. Just a minute. Application environment Windows. Just a minute. John password PHP. Application and observe Dinesh. What type of application?
Say it again.
Is it a web application or Windows based application?
This is Windows based application.
Windows based application. Just a minute. See, same Mercury Tours application. Is it Windows based application or web application? Highlighted one.
This is web based.
Web based application. This is web based application. This is Windows based application. Did you find the difference? Windows operating environment is different. Windows based application environment is different. Okay, na? In Windows based, you can find two types of applications. Desktop applications means one tier applications and client server applications. The sample application is client server application. It has database also. Okay, na? Windows based and web based applications. Surendra.
Sir?
UFT supports Windows based applications and web based applications. Are you familiar with Windows based and web based applications?
Yes, sir.
Windows based and web based applications. See, UFT supports Whereas Selenium supports only web-based applications. Selenium doesn't support Windows-based applications. Okay. Next, some objects example in Windows-based. Objects. Already we discussed UFT is an object-based test tool. You need to familiar with objects, software objects, not general objects, software objects. See, some software object examples in Windows-based environment. Window, dialog box, button, edit box. Continue, Samir. Give some examples for software objects in Windows-based applications.
List box,
List box,
text box,
text box,
text area,
text area. Next, drop down box,
drop down box, drop down list,
drop down box, list box, combo box. 3 flavors.
yeah,
Drop down box. Next, combo box. Next, checkbox.
radio button,
Yes, radio button, etc.
data table,
Data table. What is data table?
data grid, in which you have a
Data table is not a object. Okay. Next, web environment, web-based applications. See, some objects are common. Some objects are common in Windows-based applications and web-based applications. What are the common objects? See, these are the common objects. Next, some specialized objects in web. See, UFT tool point of view, browser also object. But if it is Selenium, in Selenium driver is browser is driver object, but in UFT browser also object. Browser, page. Next, powerful object in the web, link. Next, image, web table, etc. See, browser, page, link, image, web table. Next, frames, frame, button. Remaining all are common. Okay, na Dinesh? Are you familiar with software objects in Windows-based and web-based applications?
Yes.
Say, why we are discussing objects, our UFT tool is object-based test tool. Not only UFT, you take any functional test tool, Selenium or Silk test or RFT, all are object-based tools only. Next, see, by default, UFT doesn't support all technologies based on add-ins only. See, UFT recognizes objects in our application, objects in our application under test, application based on add-ins. Say, if you want to test Java application, Java add-in required. If you want to test .NET application, .NET add-in required. If you want to test SAP application, SAP add-in required. See, in UFT, 4 default add-ins are there. Standard Windows, Visual Basic, Web, and ActiveX. Standard Windows, ActiveX, Visual Basic, Web. 4 default add-ins. Tell me, Surendra, what are the 4 default add-ins in UFT? You don't need to purchase separately. What are the 4 default add-ins?
ActiveX.
ActiveX, Visual
add-in.
Basic,
Yeah. And web add-ins.
Web, and one more thing also there. That add-in not visible in add-in manager. That add-in is Standard Windows.
Standard window.
Standard Windows. See, for Standard Windows, ActiveX, Visual Basic, and Web. See, remaining, suppose .NET. .NET for web forms, .NET for Windows forms. External add-ins, not internal add-ins. Suppose Java, external add-in. SAP for GUI, SAP for web, external add-ins. Oracle, external add-in. Cbel, external add-in. TE, external add-in. See, UFT recognizes objects in our application based on add-ins only. By default, it doesn't recognize all objects. If you want to recognize objects in Java application, you need to load Java add-in. If you want to recognize objects in SAP application, you need to load SAP add-ins. See, add-ins 2 types. One is internal add-ins. Next, external add-ins. Internal add-ins, external add-ins. Internal add-ins, Standard Windows, ActiveX, Visual Basic, Web. External add-ins, .NET. .NET for web forms, .NET for Windows forms. Just a minute, I will write down. Internal add-ins. Standard Windows. Next, ActiveX. Next, Visual Basic. Next, Web. See, with basic license. Just a minute. See, latest version 12.51 released in September 2015. Observe Dinesh. One more add-in also there now in this add-in
Yes,
manager.
mobile.
What is that one?
Mobile.
Mobile add-in. UFT 12.51 supports mobile native applications and mobile hybrid applications. Native and hybrid. See the standard, actually these last four add-ins only visible in add-in manager. The standard windows not visible. It is built in default. You no need to select. Remaining we have to select. Okay. Anyhow, all these 5 add-ins with basic license, no extra cost. Next, external add-ins. Samir, tell me some external add-ins. UFT external add-ins.
Java, SAP.
Yes, Java. SAP area we have 2 add-ins. SAP for GUI. If application developed in Windows-based environment, SAP for GUI. If SAP application developed in web environment, SAP for web. Next, same. .NET.
Civil.
.NET also. .NET for
Forms.
Windows Forms. Next, .NET for Web Forms. Next, one more also there in this Microsoft technology, WPF, Windows Presentation Foundation. Next,
Civil.
Cbel, yes. Next,
There is window terminal.
terminal emulators, TE.
Yeah.
That is mainframes, supporting mainframes applications. Next, web services. Next, PeopleSoft.
Oracle.
Oracle. Say, one more thing. This Oracle is not for Oracle RDBMS. For recognizing database objects like table, record, etc. Database objects are table, record, etc. For recognizing or communicating with any database, no add-ins required. No add-ins required. But what is this Oracle add-in? Oracle add-in is not for Oracle RDBMS. It is for Oracle Forms. Say in Oracle Corporation having different products. Not only Oracle RDBMS, Oracle Forms, Oracle Apps, etc. This Oracle add-in for recognizing Oracle Forms, not for Oracle RDBMS. Got this point, Dinesh? Delphi.
Yes.
Next, Stingray. Next, Smalltalk, etc. See, these are the external add-ins, extra license cost. Okay. Samir Arora, did you understand this concept? Add-in concept. Add-in means, generally add-in means additional component. In our scenario, add-in means technology compatible files. Suppose Java add-in for recognizing Java objects in Java application. SAP add-in for recognizing SAP objects in SAP application. Here add-in means technology compatible files. Okay. Did you understand this add-in concept? Any confusion?
No.
By default, UFT doesn't recognize all objects, all technologies. By default, UFT doesn't recognize objects in all technologies. How it recognizes? Based on add-ins only. We need to select and load add-ins. Okay, na? You are responding slowly. Tell me, Surendra.
Yes, sir.
Suppose
We
if
need
it is
to enable all
Selenium.
those add-ins if it's based on the application we're running.
Okay, Selenium. Dinesh, have any idea? In Selenium, no add-ins. Getting the point?
Sorry?
In Selenium,
Yes.
Selenium, no add-ins, no technology compatible files. If it is Java application or SAP application, any application, if it is web application, Selenium recognizes using element locators. You no need to load technology compatible files, nothing but add-ins. But in UFT, we need to select and load add-ins. Find the difference between Selenium and UFT in case of add-ins.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
What is the difference?
Selenium does not require add-ins.
Ah.
It has like build like XPath and whatnot. I think.
XPath, ID, this one, name, etc. Locators, 8 element locators available. It recognizes objects irrespective of the technology. If it is a web application developed in Java or .NET or any other technology, Selenium can recognize based on element locators. But in UFT, we need to load appropriate add-ins. Getting this point? Next, UFT has an integrated VBScript engine. UFT has an integrated VBScript engine to enhance tests. Next, UFT has an integrated MS Access database engine. MS Access database engine for database operations. See, if you want to communicate with any database, if it is SQL Server or Oracle or MySQL or Sybase, any database, no add-in required. UFT has an integrated MS Access database engine. You can directly use SQL statements in your tests. Based on that integrated MS Access engine, UFT supports database operations. Say, VBScript engine for enhancing tests. UFT supports Visual Basic Scripting only for enhancing tests. Enhancing tests means inserting verification points, adding comments, error handling, parameterization, synchronization, etc. If it is Selenium, Selenium supports 6 languages, 6 computer languages for enhancing tests. We can choose any one, either Java or PHP or Ruby or Python, Perl or C#.NET. But UFT supports only VBScript. Next, UFT also software. UFT developed in .NET technology. That's why whenever you install UFT for first time, first it installs .NET framework. That is runtime environment for UFT. Runtime environment for UFT. Whenever you install UFT for first time, first it installs .NET Framework. .NET Framework is runtime environment for UFT. UFT developed in .NET technology. See, .NET technology, net-enabled technology, .NET. It is suite of technologies. .NET is suite of technologies from Microsoft. Here particularly, see in .NET so many technologies, VB.NET, C#.NET, ASP.NET, VC++.NET, etc. Nearly 25 to 30 technologies. Our UFT developed in VC++.NET. UFT also software developed in .NET technology. Suppose Selenium WebDriver developed in Java technology. Suppose LoadRunner developed in C. Suppose ALM, application quality center, test management solution from HP, developed in J2EE technology, Java 2 Enterprise Edition. Next, UFT is one-tier application. UFT is an one-tier application. Say it doesn't have any database, one-tier application. Then how UFT stores its resources? What are the UFT resources? Shared object repository files, function library files, environment variable files. Say we create and use several resource files to create and execute tests. How UFT stores its resource files? UFT stores its resource files in file format on physical hard disk. File format. See, data has two types of format, file format, table format. UFT stores its resources using file format on hard disk. Getting this point, Surendra? UFT doesn't have database. It is one-tier application. Dinesh, any confusion?
No, it's good. Thank you.
Welcome. See, this is a brief introduction about UFT tool. Next, come